Nicki Minaj recently spoke about the pressures of media and society and said that sometimes Black children are given the chance to feel proud, but at the same time, they and other children are prevented from celebrating their own beauty. She said, if Black women were not first given respect for their own beauty, then why should we do the same to other women? This point is very important for the Black community and self-esteem.
It's not just making young Black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child feeling that way. If we, if as Black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Amen. Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Amen. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild? Yeah. And so for little girls, I don't want what was done to little Black girls done to little white girls. I don't want it done to any girls. I want all the little girls in the world to know that you are unique, you are beautiful, you are you, and you can compliment another girl, you can compliment another woman and still know that you are epic and amazing.
And in the context of this discussion, the name Umar Johnson comes to mind, who has always raised his voice for Black empowerment and the future of the youth. Today, we see how Nicki's point and Umar Johnson's mission are connected, and why this serves as a wake-up call for every Black youth.
Right now. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, Nicki Minaj, I have always felt, in my opinion, is one of the most lyrically gifted female hip-hop artists that we've had this century. Very talented artist. As you know, she used to date Meek Mill at one point. And, you know, he's a phenomenal artist. And her lyrics were not far behind his in terms of quality. So she's a very talented artist, very talented musician, a very beautiful woman.
Dr. Umar Johnson is explaining a very important point. He says that the problems of our Black community are not just today's issues. They have been passed down from generation to generation. These problems are not limited to financial or social matters. They also involve our self-esteem, education, and the mindset of our youth. Dr. Umar highlights that many times our youth do not get the chance to realize their true potential because of the pressures from society and media. He emphasizes that if we give Black youth the opportunity to feel proud of their culture and history, they can represent their identity and community positively. The purpose of this clip is also to make every young Black individual understand that ignoring their roots in history harms not just themselves, but the entire community. Dr. Umar says that awareness and knowledge are the tools that can truly empower youth and improve their future and opportunities. In other words, this clip delivers a clear wake-up call. Understand your history. Feel proud of your community and culture, and unlock your potential. It is not just about education or financial success, but also about identity and self-respect.
And some of the stuff that Nicki Minaj said out of her mouth left me flabbergasted. She said things like, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance were heroes, that they were role models for our children. She said that when they speak, she can tell that they're speaking for us, that they make us feel proud to be American. She said that they have given us a chance to beat the bad guys and win. She also said something to the effect that really bothered me. Nicki Minaj said, it's not just that, and I'm paraphrasing, I want to try to get it correct, but she said something to the effect that it's not just that we tell black children to feel proud of themselves, but it's like we're doing that, and at the same time, we're telling other children not to feel proud of themselves. And so I guess she was alluding to this false narrative that the conservatives are putting out there, that teaching black children black history and teaching white children.
Dr. Umar Johnson talks about the importance of education and self-awareness for the Black community. He explains that many young Black individuals face social barriers that limit their opportunities, not because of a lack of talent, but because society often undermines their potential from a very young age. Dr. Umar emphasizes that true empowerment comes through knowledge and discipline. He explains that Black youth need to learn to value themselves, respect their history, and honor their culture. Without this strong foundation, it becomes easy to fall prey to negative influences, and the path to personal growth and success gets lost. He also highlights the role of parents, mentors, and community leaders. Through the right environment and nurturing of self-respect, he believes we can raise a generation that is not only educated, but also confident and proud of their identity. The core message of this clip is simple. Empowerment starts with awareness. Dr. Umar urges youth to look beyond obstacles, understand their worth, and actively work toward a future where they can thrive. This is not just about surviving, it's about creating a legacy for their life, their choices, and their
America was
community.
somewhat late to the international slave trade, even though they joined it rather late. The Portuguese had already been in it. The Swedes had already been in it. The British had already been in it. The Roman Catholic Church had already been in it. America was kind of late to the party. But once America got involved in the transatlantic slave trade, what we call the Ma'afa in African culture and in the conscious community, the Ma'afa, even though America was late, America would soon dominate the transatlantic slave trade. I don't think people understand, Art. Many of the streets and back roads of America were created so that they could traffic black people during the domestic slave trade. A lot of people don't understand that. When you see these small streets in front of big streets and all of your 13 colonies and subsequent states that joined the Union as slave territories, those small streets are in back of the large streets were created so you could sneak the slaves in the alleyway and traffic them in the alley and sell them in the alleyway. So for example, we're in Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, you have Market Street, you have Broad Street. Those are your two major streets. You also have other major streets, but you have a lot of small streets. And sometimes when you go down these streets, your car can barely fit down these streets. And you say, well,
Dr.
why?
Umar Johnson highlights a very important point for youth and the community, the concept of responsibility and action. He says that awareness or knowledge alone is not enough if it is not put into action. Every young individual must actively work for their own life and for their community. Dr. Umar explains that those who only complain and focus on problems can never bring real change. He appeals to the youth to develop their skills, focus on education, and become a positive influence to uplift their community. He also mentions historical struggles and points out that today's generation has access to resources and tools that previous generations did not. With this comes not just opportunity, but responsibility as well. Dr. Umar inspires youth to think and act not only for themselves, but also for the betterment of their community. The key message of this clip is awareness and education are just the beginning. True empowerment comes when we implement what we've learned to improve our own lives and the future of our community. Dr. Umar teaches that every action has value, and even small positive steps can create significant
Issue
change.
about this art is, to me, this is the Candace Owens effect. This is the Candace Owens effect. What did Candace Owens do? Back in 2007, Candace Owens and her parents, along with the NAACP in Stamford, Connecticut, sued Candace Owens' school district because Candace Owens was receiving threats but from some of her white schoolmates. They were calling her racist names. They were leaving racist voicemails, sexist voicemails. There was threats against Candace Owens, and the school district in Stamford, Connecticut sat by and did nothing. So Candace Owens and her parents, with the NAACP's help, rightfully sued the Stamford, Connecticut School Board, I believe it was, to a tune of $37,500. So you have Candace Owens, a black woman, another very articulate, intelligent, attractive black woman, just like Nicki Minaj, who benefited from civil rights, okay, and used those civil rights that our ancestors fought for to bring suit against a white racist school district. And then she spins the block on civil rights, and now look at her. She goes and gets a white husband, and now she's one of the biggest supporters of the conservative white racist agenda against African people. And as she's touring the country, and she's all over the news media, okay, trying to defend the honor, integrity, and legacy of another racist in Charlie Kirk. And don't get me wrong,
Dr. Umar Johnson shares a very powerful and practical point: the importance of discipline and focus. He says that merely dreaming or setting goals is not enough. Achieving them requires consistent effort and proper planning. He speaks directly to the youth, pointing out that distractions and short-term pleasures often cause people to waste their potential. Dr. Umar emphasizes that every young person must understand their priorities and use their time wisely. This is crucial not only for personal growth, but also for the upliftment of their community. He gives examples of historical and modern leaders who achieved their goals because of their discipline and focus. Dr. Umar's message is clear. If you are not consistent and fail to control distractions, you will never reach your full potential.
I'm disappointed in my sister Nicki. You have no business using hip hop music to build yourself in black culture. Very talented sister, very articulate sister, very intelligent sister, tremendous lyricist. Few sisters I could put in front of her in terms of lyrical talent. But how dare you build a comfortable life for you and your beautiful family on black culture and then turn around and use that success to help Donald Trump leverage his military agenda against Black Africa, the Black Caribbean, and Black America. I need her to understand, Art. Sister Nicki, you are being used against the Black Caribbean. You are being used against Black Africa, and you are being used against Black America. Is what Donald Trump is offering you, is it worth that? Is it worth the turning back the clock of African people in 3 separate regions? Are you got the Caribbean? He's pushing that Venezuela military agenda. You got Nigeria. He's pushing that fake save the Christians in the North agenda so he can access Ibrahim Traore. And of course, you see what he's doing to black folks. I hope my sister rethinks what she's doing. I got nothing but love for her and her family. But Nicki Minaj, please, 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 sister, do not go down in history as one of the greatest who ever lived in the 21st century.
Dr. Umar Johnson shares a very serious and thought-provoking point. He tells the youth that understanding and appreciating their identity and culture is extremely important. He emphasizes that if we ignore our roots, we can never fully empower ourselves. Dr. Umar also highlights that society and media often confuse Black youth, challenge their self-esteem, and prevent them from recognizing their own value. Therefore, he stresses that knowledge and awareness are crucial. Knowing and learning about one's history and achievements is essential. He inspires youth to stay confident in pursuing their dreams and not to underestimate themselves. Dr. Umar's core message is that empowerment and success do not come only from external factors, but from self-respect, self-awareness, and uplifting one's community. This clip reflects that, no matter the intention, awareness and responsibility for the Black community remain extremely important. Now, it's important to understand that Nicki Minaj's comments against the Black community were likely meant to highlight media and societal pressures, but her wording could be hurtful to some. Her focus was on how Black youth and women are often not given the proper opportunity to celebrate their beauty and identity. In this context, Dr. Umar comes to mind. People may wonder if Dr. Umar is using this situation for his own benefit or to restore his image. But in reality, his goal has always been to empower Black youth and increase their self-awareness and cultural pride. He wants the youth to understand their identity and potential, regardless of the media's perspective. So, whatever Dr. Umar's intentions might be, they are clear. His focus has always been on uplifting the Black community, empowering youth, and raising awareness. While Nicki Minaj's statements may spark debate, the real lesson is that everyone should understand and celebrate their roots, culture, and self-worth. This clip reflects that, no matter the intention, awareness and responsibility for the Black community remain extremely important. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and share it with your friends so more people can understand this important message. And if you want us to keep bringing more informative and empowering videos, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified every time we upload something new. Your support helps us continue this mission. Empowering our community and youth is a responsibility we all share. Thank you for watching.